Welcome back to the We Win Ninja Law podcast. I'm Tyler Todd, your host, and here with my co-host, Jaron, the Snow Canyon Man Sandberg. Welcome back, everybody.
I want to just say good afternoon. The Will Ferrell.
Legit, I thought we had frozen or something, but we're actually we're live.
I have a habit of talking over you, so I'm trying to be mindful of that. You know?
Okay. Well, you were like an owl. You were
Ready to pounce?
No, you just turned sideways and just went stone cold.
Sidebar from this sidebar. We do have an owl camera that when you turn on, it does hoot like an owl. We should bring that out here.
We do have an owl
for that
camera.
moment.
Maybe when we start the next show. When we welcome to the show.
Little owl.
That was you, literally.
That was me. I like it.
All right, look, welcome back, you guys. We kind of have an interesting topic today. I didn't think this was would ever happen because it's so astronomically crazy, futuristic. It was a decent movie, but it doesn't seem like it would ever happen. And then we're going to kind of talk about maybe some future technology for the legal world. But Real Life Minority Report. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, great movie.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but it was a good movie. Tom Cruise did good. Are you a Tom Cruise fan?
Yeah, I'm a Tom Cruise fan.
Cruise fan, yeah.
People really love to hate Tom Cruise outside of his movies, but I actually like most
of his movies are pretty good.
I don't know if it's the Scientology that...
I know, he's never recovered from that, I think, to some degree.
Yeah. That, at least his
Is he still a Scientologist?
I think so.
Oh, really?
I think he's their spokesperson.
Still today, really?
Yeah.
Is he really?
He's still very much involved.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
But his movies are always... He's got some good movies.
Sorry if I said recover from that, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shoot.
All the Scientologists listening to our show, which is a heavy portion of the people that listen.
Sorry.
Super excited. Today's sponsor, though, brought to you by Scientology.
He's never come back from Scientology. Shoot.
Today's sponsor of the podcast is the Church of Scientology.
Oh, yes. And thank you for your sponsorship, by the way.
Tom Cruise.
That's our new stick. We just trash our sponsors.
Just trash our sponsor. I love it.
All right. So whether he had to come back from Scientology or not, because apparently he's still heavily involved. Tom Cruise.
Churchofscientology.com. You can join anytime.
Yeah. And please subscribe. Follow them. They do good stuff.
.org.
Their church. Yeah. .org. Are they?
I don't know. We should learn more about our sponsors.
Yes. Regardless. Thank you again, Church of Scientology.
Yeah.
I like Tom Cruise. Minority Report.
Let's get back to it.
Minority Report. But yeah, the premises of that movie was that they were able to there was technology.
It was so futuristic.
So in the future that they were using technology to identify criminals before they actually committed the crime.
Precogs.
That's right.
Yes.
And so that Tom Cruise was a police officer that would go around and arrest individuals that had been identified as
about to commit a crime.
They're about to commit a crime.
Yeah.
Crash through a window. That's another thing with Tom Cruise, man. He crashes through.
The guy's does his own stunts. I mean, how do you not love Tom Cruise?
Dude, the guy, we were watching Mission Impossible because I think we were watching
trying to catch up to.
Yeah. And I think then it became a fun thing to do just to count the number of windows that he jumped through. There were lots. We lost count. That's kind of counting the dead bodies on John Wick. You lose count.
Or the bullets fired.
Or the bullets,
that would be.
The number of windows that Tom Cruise jumps through, you lose count. I promise. And the same thing with Minority Report. So precogs, they would identify the criminals who are about to commit a crime and go arrest them.
Yep.
So you're kind of and this came out a long time ago. I wasn't a lawyer yet, but you're kind of thinking to yourself,
how's this hold up?
Yeah. Were you kind of worried you're going to get arrested?
After that movie?
Yeah.
I was for sure.
What happens if...
But then
maybe I don't know I'm going to commit a crime.
But then watching that as a lawyer, they were proving the mens rea intent element of that was already there. Anyway, it's kind of a clever.
But it was a clever movie. But you kind of knew that was just too ridiculous and too crazy.
And that the bad guy was the dad in Sound of Music. I forgot.
I don't remember the bad guy.
He was his mentor, the guy that started it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, spoiler alert if any of you haven't seen Minority Report yet.
Check it out. It's a good movie. And also check out Church of Scientology.
Yeah.
But what happened? I don't remember the end of the movie.
So it turns out that the one guy to get one of the precogs had murdered one of their moms or something. I mean, he had committed murder, which was what the program was designed to prevent.
Oh, that's right.
But it ends up, I remember looking at and then Christopher Plummer, I think, is the actor. But he's also Mr. Von Trapp in Sound of Music.
That's right. Classic. Wow. Well,
anyways,
it's interesting because, yeah, I mean, the whole idea was to, yes, prevent crime, make our community safer, right?
Yeah.
And eliminate murder, anything like that.
Yeah.
And of course, that seems idealistic, right?
Yeah.
But how do you actually do that? And then here now we are sitting 2025 and we have AI taking over everything.
With facial recognition. And
so apparently there's like real life Minority Report stuff happening.
Yeah.
What's the case that?
So in this one, we've got a couple of different cases filed, but in this one, we've got in 2020, Mr. Robert Williams was wrongfully arrested by the Detroit police based solely on a facial recognition match by their AI. He spent 30 hours in jail before being released.
And 2020, we weren't really, I mean, we're talking AI. I mean, we're kind of getting familiar with it. You know, chatbot technology was a good thing. I mean, a big thing.
We didn't have ChatGPT AI.
We didn't have
now I feel like
AI yet.
Once ChatGPT came out, I feel like that kind of people became a little more hyper aware of it. But we did know that they were using facial recognition, but it almost felt like this is how the FBI identifies a terrorist at an airport, maybe, as facial recognition. We didn't realize it was being used. And I didn't tell we were reading.
No.
I didn't realize it was done on a large scale by these police departments to identify individuals, suspects of crimes.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, because in 2020, it's there, it's present. We're maybe peripherally had heard about it, but not to this.
Not like
we
this.
didn't realize it was being used.
No.
I mean, in fact, because I just traveled recently, and I'm still not used to the fact that when you go up to like TSA, you just stand in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You don't really even give them the documentation.
Yeah.
Now you give them your ID.
You have your driver's license out, but then I swear they never even look.
They don't even look at it, because all they're doing is looking at the camera, and then all the AI facial recognition is all they have.
So this facial recognition software was the only thing. So they didn't compare it with any other corroborating evidence. Arrested this gentleman and spent over 30 hours before being released. So he sued the city.
Detroit, right?
Detroit. And basically what the settlement, as part of the settlement, required the Detroit police to change their practices to where they had to have independent corroborating evidence. It didn't mean that they couldn't use some of this technology. They had to have something else to kind of corroborate the evidence, and you couldn't just use the AI. And that's kind of, again, when you're thinking about this more from afar, because we're not in Detroit, but I thought, okay, that seems like a reasonable idea. Okay, we have
some like common sense.
But I like the idea of technology helping law enforcement. That's as old as time, is law enforcement using new gadgets and different things to solve crimes. But in this situation, when it was the only thing, and it kind of, one of the complaints I know that I've seen a lot on social media is also that it disproportionately affects minorities in a way that the AI is having trouble differentiating faces and skin colors and different things, to where it makes a disproportionate error on minorities. And so that's a huge issue for law enforcement, civil liberties.
Well, especially in cities like Detroit. I mean, that would be a big deal.
Yeah, you can't just only rely on this AI tool that you haven't done any kind of independent police work. You're letting the AI tool be like, oh yeah, we got a match, here we go. The computer figured it out. Not, I can look at the two images and go with a naked eye and say, that's not the right person.
Yeah, that's not our part.
And so I think that's a major concern, is that when we had this was stop and frisk, right? This was stop and frisk in New York is, hey, we can stop and frisk people. It led to a downturn in crime, which was kind of the intended goal.
Right.
But what they figured out was disproportionately they were stopping minorities and people of different nationalities a lot more. They were not doing this on an even spectrum. And so that was I kind of like it like a balancing test of, hey, yeah, did it lead to lower crime? Yes. But did it lead to a lot of racial profiling? Yes. And the law at least has
to be colored. And the prejudice didn't outweigh the value.
The value was not there. And in any case, as lawyers, there's a lot of things, but the Constitution, we have to treat people equally. And one of the seminal cases on that is a California case where the California prison system, used to separate new inmates based on their race, because it led to less, stabbings and shankings and different things. Seemingly a good idea, except that this was a law and a policy that was treating people differently based on their race, and that's not acceptable when it comes from the government.
Right.
And so in this case, now we've got, even though it's a government act or police force, it is kind of interesting where you have now AI is the bad actor here, getting it wrong, but then have the government, in this case the Detroit Police Department, using it and kind of weaponizing it to detain a man wrongfully.
Well, that's the crazy part. Yeah, I mean, the AI was obviously the perpetrator and the wrongdoer, if you will, but also the Detroit Police Department was also the wrongdoer for just relying solely on the AI, which is why there was a settlement involved. Because is it Mr. Williams?
Yeah.
If I'm Mr. Williams and I'm the lawyer for Mr. Williams, I'm saying, how did you solely rely on that AI finding?
Yeah.
How did you not do independent police work to identify or verify that what was identified by the AI was consistent with your police work?
And that's where it feels like in the goal to like do better police work, they skipped some steps. And that's where on the civil side of things, we see this. We have a banking case where this occurred, where if the bank would have gone to a couple of extra steps, they would identify that.
That's true. Yeah.
Do you remember this case? And
the case was crazy.
This was when I was brand new to the firm. I was working under Tyler, and I'll let you tell what you remember, and I can kind of add to it if you want to take point.
If I recall, you went in to cash a check.
Or to get some check. It was getting some checks. Right? She was getting some checks, elderly woman, got some checks from a bank, and bank teller swapped the checks with someone else. And
then they allege fraud.
Because, if I recall, signed checks in her own name, and like not trying to hide it, not trying to write whose name was actually on the checks. It was clearly writing her own name, which again, even to the officer, should have been apparent. But
arrested her, put her in jail.
Now remind me, wasn't she like just out of the showers or had curlers in her hair? Something was
like that.
Sweet woman getting arrested at like the worst moment.
I mean, so we ended up filing suit and filing a claim against this particular bank, and we resolved it for a 6-figure settlement because at the time in Utah, when an individual was arrested, her mugshot was placed on the internet.
Yeah. It was out there and never comes back.
So she had her mugshot basically in public with alleging that she had committed a 2nd-degree felony.
Yeah, like 6 second-degree felonies.
Yeah.
Every check
checks.
over $500 or something.
So obviously the shame and emotional distress and all the feelings that she was having as a result of that and going through that,
wrongful arrest, terrible.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
So that goes back to the independent police work, that there should have been more involved to corroborate and identify whether a crime had actually occurred.
Well, and do you remember
the AI
when
issue.
The case got dismissed in this particular case?
Our case or this case?
Our case.
Our case.
The officer, if I recall correctly, had finally said, I need to see the tapes. And they'd figured out that this was not this sweet woman going and stealing bank checks. This was a bank teller swapping it.
Right.
And before her arrest, the bank was aware, or at least had access to that video footage.
Should have been aware.
And had told the officer, no, there's no way. And so that, again, it's just, on the one hand, too, I'm curious now, looking with all we know in the last 10 years, a little bit of a case against the officers. Do you think? Again, I know at the time, maybe that was analyzed. I can't, the reason
possibly,
for it.
Because then, why not? And I mean, this is us going backward and saying, okay, could we have filed a claim against the police department? Yeah. Sure. Possibly.
And I'm sure that was analyzed at that time too. But looking now, and we look at these cases against the Detroit Police Department, same thing is.
What did they have access to? What was provided? What was disclosed to them? Which was available or not.
But could the officers have done just a little bit of extra work? And we deal with this on cases all the time.
And the bank, obviously.
Would the little bit of extra work have produced a different result? And it sounds like here against the Detroit police, it would have. In our case, it certainly would have.
Certainly would have. But this kind of begs the question, what is the role of AI, especially in like Minority Report type?
Yeah, when it affects your rights or your life, liberty, and
facial recognition, those types of things. Will AI have a presence in our courtrooms? In fact, I spoke at a conference, like a technology conference in The Hague, which is in Holland. It's the International Court of Justice, 7 years ago or so. And I spoke in that conference, and I haven't seen anything today, and I haven't really gone further because we've kind of got out of the technology game a little bit. We use AI.
I've got asked to speak a couple of times. I just don't.
You have.
I turn them down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So you're busy.
Yeah, we're busy. We got to record our podcast.
Yeah. And you're chasing ambulances. So
I'm going to catch one of these days.
I hope you do.
I'm going to catch it.
You will. You will catch it. I believe in you.
Thank you.
But I was talking about the use of like holograms or holographic like jurors in our courtroom someday. And I thought that could be a really cool like use case of holograms and technology, because one of our biggest challenges that we have in our civil justice system is getting people to show up for jury duty.
Yeah.
And then identifying bias in jurors to make sure that we have a neutral and fair jury.
Yeah.
Because most trial lawyers will tell you, and we hear it from trial lawyers across the country, and I believe it, most cases are won and lost or lost in jury selection. And for whatever reason here in Utah and most jurisdictions around the country, they enable the lawyers to do voir dire. And that's when that's voir dire is the Latin term for jury selection, but they let the attorneys kind of do the jury selection, meaning ask questions to jurors to identify, hey, juror, we're here for, let's call it a slip and fall case.
Yeah.
In Albertsons. Do you like Albertsons? I love Albertsons. I shop at Albertsons every day. Would you be offended if, we were to sue Albertsons? Well, yeah, because I love Albertsons and that's my routine.
Oh, my mother-in-law, she's an executive at Albertsons.
She's an executive. All right, so immediately you're biased against our case because you have some favor towards Albertsons.
Yeah. In the same way that the defense, if they're questioning the same panel, oh, you just got fired by State Farm?
Yeah. Oh, you don't like State Farm?
Yeah. You might not want to be on our jury.
Right. Because you're going to have some bias and you're going to already have some preconceived feelings about. You're
married to the ex-wife of the defendant? Yeah, you got some bias. You shouldn't be on this jury either. It's not a one-way. Now, to be fair, we're both trying to rig it for our side.
Well, it's not right or wrong. It's not even rigging. It's just getting fairness. It's really just identifying fairness. So
removing the biases.
So anyways, I talked about holographic jurors or even some way to identify completely neutral jurors, because what's a fair way of really getting jurors? And there's a backlog with cases. We can't, here in Utah, we ask for a jury trial. We're a year and a half, 2 years out.
Yeah.
Either one, we don't have enough judges.
Or we're getting hit up by the judge do it in a day.
Yeah, wait, you want 3 days for that? We can do this in a day. Your jurors are going to get bored.
Yeah.
Well, how do we present our case? Yeah. So, anyways, technology is awesome. I'm just curious, how do you feel about AI? Is it going to take over all of our jobs? Is it going to take over the police department's jobs?
Is there a better We Win Injury Law podcast if AI was the one doing it?
I don't know. You were legit robotic to start this. You were
I thought it was more hoot owl. That's a little different.
No, well, I mean
owls are majestic. That's what I thought it was. I took it as a compliment.
I meant it to be majestic.
Yeah,
when I called you an owl earlier, mind, the synonym in my mind was majestic.
Majestic. I figured.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you, by the way. If I didn't say it before, I mean it now.
No, I mean it. It was I can't. I was
snowy white owl with its wings spread.
I was but I couldn't. Majestic didn't come into my
owl. Owl. That makes more sense. Anytime we can get our producer to break, I love it.
Literally, that was
yeah.
You know those weird, creepy movies that are always an owl in it. But it's
yeah, they do show an owl.
They do with
a great prop.
But they're majestic.
The scary moment is in E.T. in that intro scene. Isn't there an owl? I think there is an owl.
Majestic
owl.
Majestic owls. Where do sorry, goodness gracious.
We got a little off track. That sidebar took it too far.
Okay, let's bring it back in. AI. So I think I'm curious if you guys watching. Sorry for that. 1, 2, check out Church of Scientology.
Majestic Owls is a great conversation.
Google Majestic Owls.
Yeah,
You'll probably find some on good things on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what will AI take over? Will it replace a big part of policing? Will Minority Report ever really happen? It kind of is to some degree with facial recognition and things. Not really kind of like the whole premise of that movie, but will it?
No, but even again, there's a scene in that movie where like as they're tracking him, remember they're tracking his eyes, it's pulling up ads. And now we're like, I mean, we know the social media companies are tracking how long you stay on an ad and all these, like...
Right. There's
a lot of things about that movie that was like, this is so futuristic, and now we're like, I don't know, we're not that far off. Like self-driving cars in that movie. Like there's a lot of things
I thought
Minority Report got right.
Doing this podcast, I don't know if any of you recognized or saw it, but Tesla just got hit with a $230 million verdict for the wrongful death of an individual, I think down in Florida, while the Tesla the S, was in self-driving mode. And apparently at the right before impact, the Tesla was going like 63 miles an hour, like through like an intersection, and didn't recognize a number of things. So, I mean, AI, right? The technology. Now, Tesla's appealing it, of course, but what else will AI take over? Will AI take over?
Yeah.
Will you be able to like settle your case solely through AI? Now, we use AI technology for document preparation and different things that we do to advocate for our clients, but will it take over accountants? We talked about that earlier, remember?
Yeah.
Engineering, lawyers, paralegals, all our staff here. Careful. Just kidding. Everyone's safe.
Yeah. But it's everyone else's job, but whoever's listening, besides our Church of Scientology massive following, everyone else, your job's cooked. But if you listen to this podcast, your job won't be cooked.
You're safe.
You're safe. But show this to a friend, or have them subscribe. Like
I would even think
but they might. Otherwise, they're cooked.
They're majestic. If you listen to this podcast, you're majestic.
Yeah.
And check out the Church of Scientology.
Thank you.
No, what will it? I'm curious, like for real. I'm just curious because obviously that was the city of Detroit doesn't want that to happen again. But AI is taking Meta. Are you going to get a Meta, the glasses? Are you going to do that?
No.
You don't want to get a pair Meta glasses?
Not until Apple figures it out in a better way.
Really? Interesting.
If it's not easy like my Apple Watch or an iPhone, it's got to be easy.
Wow. Well, apparently you can actually see it'll like talk to you. It'll start learning your habits. It'll start
becoming your best friend.
Become your best friend. Which is also interesting because have you seen that movie with Joaquin Phoenix? You know the movie I'm talking about? Her? He falls in love with like his AI, like Alexa, basically. Yeah. What's the movie? Her. And he legit falls in love with her. Yeah. So it's actually an interesting movie. It was, at the time, it was kind of like a Minority Report where you're like, that's wild, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But now it's like super relevant, so check it out. And it's interesting because I've had numerous conversations with several people where they're like, yeah, I had a conversation with ChatGPT.
Well, and again, I think there's a lot of things that I'm excited about AI helping out with court backlogs. Our immigration system, right? That if USCIS and some of those can figure out some AI and process documents quicker. Right. I mean, taxes. There's a lot of things where you're like, hopefully it improves without displacing too many people's jobs. But
yeah, I agree with that.
But when it takes it too far, the ambulance chasers and majestic attorneys in it, all of us.
Yeah.
They're going to be standing waiting and ready to hold people accountable if they cross the line.
Well, I mean, I've been hearing that if you're kind of curious about what type of field to go into, something that requires your hands and mechanics, auto mechanics, mechanical engineering, whatever, because it's hard to really replace that type of stuff.
Yeah.
What are the trades, right?
Yeah, trade jobs.
The trade work's going to actually become significantly more valuable. So,
except then you see like 3D printed houses and I don't know. You never know with technology.
3D printed houses?
Yeah, they have like concrete printed.
I guess so, huh?
Yeah. So it'll happen.
Well, orthopedics, now it's robotics. I mean, there's a number of things that are, It's really crazy, and it's awesome / kind of scary, just like Minority Report. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And to hear these cases about Mr. Williams in Detroit, and that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious now. Obviously, the Tesla case just got settled with not settled, but the verdict. Self-driving vehicles.
As soon as we start getting to do car accidents that haven't happened yet, that's when I'm looking forward to that. Like, true, like, look, you were going to cause like a pretty severe accident. Give us your insurance information.
You just blew that stop sign.
They were going to have like a broken knee, torn shoulder, back surgery. Just pay now.
Just pay now.
I like that.
See, we're on something.
We're on something.
We are using AI in everything that we do.
Yeah.
So call us because you're going to need us.
Yeah.
you don't even know it yet.
Yeah. Even if we can prevent your accident and get you a settlement for a case you weren't even in yet.
What do we call it? Precog. In the Minority Report, precog.
Maybe leave that to the comment section. Like whoever.
Yeah, give us a comment.
Someone come up with a good name for
the pre-accident settlement.
Pre-accident settlement. I like it. Settlement before it even happened.
We're the only law firm in the country that does it.
Yeah.
So if that sets us apart, I don't. If that doesn't,
what do we call that department or firm? Because we already have pre-litigation, so we'd have to call like the
pre-accident settlement department.
Team. Yeah. If you haven't been in an accident yet, but might be,
and probably will be,
call us.
Call us. Max value.
Max value.
Oh, look, for whatever reason, we went on some tangents today.
Today's episode should be called "The Sidebar to the Sidebar to the Sidebar." Just a lot of little good nuggets.
You know what? I feel like we started with the Church of Scientology, and so it's kind of just been out there.
It just went.
It just kind of like...
So we can blame Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Thank you to our sponsors. And apparently the number one spokesperson of that sponsor, Church of Scientology. Thank you.
Yeah.
Look, so if you haven't been injured yet, call us. You can find us online, wewinninjuredlaw.com. You can subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. Follow us on social media. We'll tell you what you deserve and what you may not deserve.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
What you could deserve.
What you could deserve.
What you could deserve.
Until next time, you guys, leave early, slow down. If you don't remember anything, leave early, slow down, and be safe.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you might get into an accident in the future.
You're majestic.
Thank you.